The Painless Revolution has its greatest effect in the whole area of advertising, so we've got this special area to do with the advertising revolution, and we'll show you in this brief presentation 5 ways that we may well have normally advertised which are now redundant or certainly less relevant. The first area we're going to look at is internet in terms of websites. A whole lot of costs can be incurred in creating them, maintaining them, keeping them up to date and so on. What we're arguing is, for the majority of us, we probably do not need a website at all. There are a whole lot of tools that will allow us to create all the content we should ever need, and then we place that directly in front of the community where our customers are based. The second area of advertising we're looking at is this all about people finding your site. So if you build a website, it's almost like you then got to create roads for people to get to that site. That could be search engine optimization, it could be advertising in other magazines to say where your website is, etc. So all the costs incurred in trying to get people to your site. With our solution, you are already where your customers are. This cost is abolished. The third area we're going to look at is press releases. Unfortunately, only about 20% of press releases actually get published. Therefore, we're all in a battle to make sure ours is one of those 20%. And therefore, we're usually paying PR agencies and so on to help us get our message to the top. In our communities, every message gets produced. You've got a message, it's displayed. So again, we've removed this cost, this burden out of our advertising costs. The fourth area we're going to look at is in terms of branding or imaging. The argument being that once you get an opportunity to be in front of your customers, then the first impression counts, and therefore we're spending a fortune on looking good. We're saying in the networked world, the new world, it's no longer all about that first impression, because you become part of a community. The networked community start to talk about your products and services. So if you've got good products and services, you can virtually remove most of the costs associated with branding and imaging. The fifth area we want to look at is in terms of prime site positioning. It's getting your advert or your presentation in front of everybody else. That could be peak time advert on TV. It could be the front page or middle pages of a magazine. In the past, that was all dependent on who was ready to pay the most money. But with our communities, because our costs are so low, it's really a case of whoever is first will seize the opportunity and get that prime site position. So if you're looking to get a competitive edge, then you really need to look at our communities. The costs are so low, it really is the first one wins. So hopefully we've shown you there 5 ways or 5 old forms of advertising which are now redundant or certainly made less significant, which can help you save a fortune in advertising, all of which is part of this painless revolution.